It happened too fast for it to feel real. One minute I was being left at the altar. The next I was standing there finishing vows with someone who had been watching the entire thing unfold like he already knew how it would end. People were still whispering. His mother was pale, confused, trying to understand what version of reality she was in. And through all of it, Adrian stayed calm, steady, like this was exactly how it was supposed to go. I don't remember every word of the ceremony. I remember the way my hands stopped shaking halfway through. I remember the moment the room stopped feeling like it was watching me fall apart and started watching something else entirely. And I remember the look on Adrian's face. Not happy, not relieved. Certain. That same certainty from the hallway, just clearer now. After it was over, after everyone had processed just enough to start moving again, he leaned slightly closer and said quietly, "You did exactly what I thought you would." That line didn't hit immediately. It should have, but everything still felt too loud, too surreal. So I just looked at him and said, "You sound like you planned this." And for the first time, he didn't deny it. Not fully. "I didn't make him leave," he said calmly. "He was already halfway out. I just made sure he didn't come back." The room felt colder for a second. "What does that mean?" I asked, but I already knew the answer wasn't going to be clean. He held my gaze. He needed one push to decide, he said, and I gave it to him. There it was. Not a confession, not an apology, just a fact. And instead of reacting immediately, I just stood there processing it because suddenly everything from earlier started lining up. The certainty, the timing, the way he wasn't surprised, the way he already had an answer for everything. "So you knew he'd leave," I said slowly. "I knew he might," he corrected, "and I knew you wouldn't." That phrase again, but now it meant something different now. "You didn't do this for me," I said. He didn't look away. "No," he said quietly, "I did it because I wanted you." That should have been the moment I walked away. That should have been the line. But instead I just stood there, thinking about everything. About the person who left without a word and the one who stayed and made sure he wouldn't come back. About hesitation versus action. About what it meant to be chosen versus what it meant to be claimed. And I realized something uncomfortable. I wasn't shocked because he manipulated things. I was shocked because it worked. I let out a slow breath and said, "You didn't win me." He nodded slightly. "I know." I looked at him, completely aware now of what this was, what he was, and what this meant, and said, "You just made sure I saw clearly." Silence sat between us for a second, and then I added quietly, "And I'm still choosing. Not him, not yet, but not walking away either." And that was enough for him, because he didn't argue, he didn't push, he just nodded like this was always the outcome he expected. And somewhere in the back of my mind I realized the most unsettling part of all of this wasn't that he changed what happened. It was that he knew exactly how I would react to it. And he was right.